So orientation is over. Rather than making several videos, one for each day, I'm going to make one video and cover all 5 days of orientation at Melton Transportation. Tubiest of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. Now, you know, the typical videos for orientation goes day one, then they make another one day two, and then they make another one day three, and so on and so forth. And justifiably, because so much goes on in those orientations, okay? I'm an experienced driver, so this one's going to be a little bit different because we don't go through the same things that a new hire, no experienced driver will go through. So the orientation is a little bit different. In fact, with Melton, if you are a new hire with no experience, you have to go to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and their orientation is 8 days long. I went to Birmingham, Alabama, and the actual orientation was actually 4 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The second half of Thursday, guys got trucks and loads and shagged ass, okay? Then the remaining, myself and two other guys were sent back to the hotel, and then we went back to the terminal on Friday for a truck assignment and dispatch, okay? So let's start from day one. Typical day one. And it doesn't matter which orientation you go to. It doesn't matter what company you go to. Day one is going to be your drug test and make sure all your paperwork's in order. That's what happens. That's priority number one. And you're going to get a new physical. So I know a lot of you guys will hear me say all the time, especially this is a rookie channel. Okay, we talk rookie stuff here, and I always say, go get your permit before you go to class or show up to any trucking company to get your CDL. Go get your permit first. You can't get a permit till you get a DOT physical, okay? Now I'm telling you that you're going to show up to any trucking company and they're going to make you do a physical. That's right. That's right. Everybody's going to make you do it. I don't care if you got a physical done 2 weeks ago and then you show up to the trucking company. Hey, look, I got my learner's permit and here's my loan form. I already got it. They're still gonna do it. They're still gonna make you take a DOT physical by their doctor. So the reason I'm having you get your permit first is because it takes a lot of burden off you when you get there, number one. Number two, you have a DOT physician look at you and then they can tell you, hey, before you get a DOT physical, you're going to have to get your blood pressure under control. You're going to have to get your diabetes under control, or you got to take the sleep apnea test. Why go to the company? You may have to travel. God forbid, oh my God, if they Greyhound you 20 hours to wherever you're going, get there, and then they tell you on day one, they won't give you a DOT physical because you need a sleep apnea test. Then you got to get on a 24-hour bus ride back home when you should have done what I told you to do. Go get a DOT physical first. That's the reason why I'm telling you to do that, okay? So, day one is typical. They're going to do a urine test, which is mandated by DOT. Most companies are also going to do a hair follicle test, okay, which goes way, way back in the day, and see if you did, dope back in the 70s or some shit. I don't know how far it goes back. I don't care. I don't do drugs. But That's what's going to happen day one. Okay, and that's not going to take all day, but it could take the majority of the day depending on your class size. Okay, and we have 15 guys on New Year's week. Yeah, so last 14, but that's kind of a large class for a week with a major holiday like that. We were there Christmas Eve and I mean New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I thought it was going to be lighter than that. It was going to make it really easy, but it was more than I thought. Anyways, after that, you'll go back to class, the classroom, and you will work on the video series that they'll have you watch and complete. You'll do a little bit of map reading on the second day of class. I'm sorry, that was the third day. So the second day, well, cause the first day is just that, DOT physicals and videos. And you're going to pretty much be done with that before the end of class. And if you're not, you can go to your hotel and finish them up. But it's really nothing, just watching stuff, Okay, so it's really simple, really simple. By the way, they pretty much have your stuff handled for you when you get there, and it's very streamlined, and there's minimal paperwork. Everything is done on the computer where you e-sign stuff, man. And Melton has pretty much got it, under control over there. They don't hand you a stack of papers to sit there and hand sign everything. It doesn't work that way with them. It's e-sign and move on. Okay. So back to day 2, we went out to the yard and we started load securement, and they show you how Melton wants it done, and it's just about over secure, and I'm good with over securing stuff. That's whatever it takes. So that worked out really good, and I have not pulled my first load, not flatbed load. I haven't secured my first load by myself yet. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here and start telling you how easy or how hard securing loads are, because I don't have enough experience to tell you that stuff right now. All I can tell you is it doesn't look like it's something that's overly taxing on your body. I don't think so. I mean, just climb up and down the load and get everything done. It's just not hard, It doesn't look like it. Okay, I may have a different story, shortly, but we're gonna see. Okay, and that took just about all day on Tuesday. Wednesday was map reading and trip planning and a live, a phone call orientation with the driver leaders to kind of talk to you, about how things work, how to communicate with them and all that good stuff. That was about an hour. Then after that, you get lunch every day. They cater lunch in every day. And so after lunch, we went back on the yard and did tarping. On Thursday, we didn't do much outdoors on Thursday. We came back inside and did just a little bit of stuff, and then we just kind of piddled around a little bit. There was some dead time while they're waiting for hair follicles to come back, and then they're organizing trucks, who gets what and gonna go where and all that kind of stuff. So Thursday everything starts kind of toning down, and close to the end of the day, they began to distribute trucks. And there's a few of us that did not get trucks. And some of it has to do with the fact that they don't have enough trucks there for everybody in the class. The next thing was they may want to send you to a truck based on where you live, because they want to get you in that truck and then try to get you right back home immediately. Drive you, get you a load that's taking you to the house. Okay. Excuse me. So that's a good thing. They don't promise that you're going to get home on the first load, but between that first, second, third load, they're going to get you home. And it's because they know you need to get home to pick up all of your belongings, the stuff that you need to survive on a truck. You didn't put it on the bus. You didn't, fly with it. And so you got to go home and get it. It was pretty cool. So they have to kind of be strategic in who gets what trucks when and that sort of thing. So Friday, I still didn't get a truck. And there was 2 people actually got trucks on Friday. And then they sent us back to the hotel room. I got in my car and drove from Birmingham, Alabama to Houston, Texas. And today, Sunday, I'm going to fly back to Birmingham and then Uber back to the hotel. And that's just because my first home time, I wanted my first home time to be at Birmingham so that I could get in my car and drive to Houston, then fly back to the truck when my little home time's over. It's only be a couple days. That means I would have to drive home one day, the same day I arrived in Birmingham off the truck, drive 10 hours back home, next day fly back. So it would have been a kind of a crappy weekend for me. So I decided to just drive and leave my car here now and fly back. Yes, I'll be home within the first couple of loads again, and I'm good. That's going to be even better, So it worked out really good. So Monday, tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry. Today's tomorrow. Today's Sunday. Yeah, tomorrow I will get a truck, and I'll give you guys some more information on it. But orientation is just about typical, no matter where you go. I mean, you're just gonna do they want to make sure that you can, pass a drug test, understand their rules, and day 1, we did a backing test and a road test. Forgot to tell you that. And it's it's like typically like backing to a park spot, bumping a dock or something, even though you don't bump docks on flatbed. That's about how it is. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a hard thing. They do have spread axles, and I have turned the dry van or a reefer trailer with that 90 degree, just turn in a circle. You can't do that with a spread axle because you'll peel the freaking axle right out from under the trailer, pop the tires, roll the tires right off the rim. So that's going to take a little bit of learning for me. And I don't, but it is what it is. And, it's just a different form of driving. That's why they want you to have experience on flatbed before you can step up to something else like a step deck, and then, the double drop, and then on and on and on and on. There's experience levels, and so I'm looking forward to it. And I'll talk more in the next video about why I chose Melton and what I expect to get out of it, and hope that it would be some information that maybe you are contemplating, and I may have a couple of answers for you. Again, guys, I haven't pulled my first load for Melton. I've only met like 6 people, or interacted with like 6 people from Melton. So I can't give you an honest opinion on an experience yet, other than they put you in a hotel room with no roommate, and it's a nice, it's a suite. So yeah, you straight with the hotel, okay? It was cool. The hotel give you a breakfast, which was a pretty decent breakfast too. It wasn't, garbage. They feed you lunch every day, so you're only responsible for your dinner, and it worked out, man. And where the hotel is, you can walk in 15 minutes of walking. You can just about get every food that you could want. Hamburgers, chicken, fish, upscale restaurant, steakhouse right next door. Literally the next building over is a steakhouse. So next from that is a O'Shiny's or O'Charlie's or something like that. I ate there a couple of times because it was reasonably priced and the food was really good. So it was really good. I can say really good. It was decent food, okay? For a restaurant, it was good for a restaurant. And the prices was decent. So dinner was typical at about 15 to 20 bucks, okay? If you eat reasonably. And I got like large plates. So instead of getting a 10-ounce ribeye for 20 bucks, I would get like a 24-ounce or 20-ounce, so as big as some bitch, for like, 25 bucks or something like that. Yeah, you spent like $10 more. However, you get the bigger piece of meat and more sides, and then immediately I cut it in half and split it, and then have them bring me a to-go box. So now I actually have 2 days of food, 2 dinners for a reasonable price. So it's ways you can work stuff out, Or you can just go eat out every day, whatever it takes. I'm just letting you know, kind of how you can plan, either $100 a week for food for one meal, or, you can kind of work it out a little different. There's McDonald's, Burger King was the third building down. All this stuff is walking distance, and you're going to walk there in no time. It's really cool. The other was across the street. There is a highway, so you got to kind of, cross with, Dominus Lamadam, all this, hover me over the road so I don't get squished by a car. But once you get on the other side, it's a lot of stuff over there too, restaurants stuff, Chick-fil-A and all that good jazz. So it's cool, okay? Other than that, guys, it was just typical. It was typical. It was really cool, laid back, no pressure, nobody yelling military craziness at you and all that stuff, man. None of that. Everybody was cool. So, anyways, so yesterday I did a live, and I told you guys at the end of my today's video, I was going to put a picture of myself with my Bushmaster 50 cal on my bison hunt, or if you call it a hunt. But anyways, so at the end of this video, if you don't like guns, just turn off the video right now so you ain't got to see me standing there with a hanging up bison, okay? But if you guys don't have an issue with it, then you'll see me in these next pictures holding my 50 cal. And I did not shoot the bison with the 50 cal, okay? I actually shot it with a 300 blackout AR calibrated 300 blackout. So, but I just told you guys I'd show you a picture. So at the end of this video, that's what you're going to see. If you don't want to see it, You don't have to. And you don't have to make a bunch of crazy comments down at the bottom. These are just for the hobbyist who like to hunt and like guns, okay? All right. Guys, I really appreciate it. Ladies, I appreciate you guys. And as usual, deliver undistracted. And here's your boop.